The hero Hiraku became the leader of the village, and when he was doing his daily peasant business, one of the girls named Angels came to him. She told him that today, a messenger will come to us from the side of the kingdom of demons. He became nervous and scared because he remembered the words that Urashi said, that this forest might be the property of the demon king. And actually on the same day the messenger came, and his name is Bizzle. He wants to meet the person in charge of this village, so Hiraku came forward and identified himself as the mayor. He was also feeling nervous and thought that the demon king wanted taxes, so Hiraku said that he would pay taxes to the demon king. 10% of the crop would be paid to the kingdom, but milk, honey, eggs, and wine, these things would not be paid. He agreed to this, and they also exchanged gifts between them. The girls said that this action was correct because they got protection from the kingdom in exchange for 10% of taxes a year, and this is considered a very small exchange. Meanwhile, Bizzle was surprised by the decision made by Hiraku, because he submitted to the kingdom even though he has great power, the vampire princess, the extermination angels Tia, the strongest of the angels, an army of elves and hell wolves, the deadly triple angels. All these forces were under Hiraku's order. The leaders would go crazy from this news that the messenger came. One of them opened a gift and it was an apple. He tasted it and actually liked the taste. Then someone examined the cloth containing seeing the gift. He found out that this cloth was made by the demonic spider, so he ran away and said that he would resign. The next day, the Dragon King came and his name is Doraemon. The person with him gave Hiraku a gift. This gift is a well-made sword. He thanked him for the gift. The servant said that they had come here in order to give a formal greeting and improve relations. Hiraku wants to host them inside the house, but the size of the dragon is too big, so he shrunk and turned himself into a human. The night came. The Lord drank wine and ate apples, but he does not want to return to his kingdom because of this wonderful taste, so Hiraku gave him a big bag full of apples. Then Hiraku began to think about how to receive visitors. He decided to build a big house, and already thanks to the help of fairies he built that house. Angels and lizard men are responsible for defending the ocean and bringing visitors to the village. Hiraku with a group of guards will welcome visitors. Flora and Rurashi will monitor visitors because they can stay without sleep for a long time. The bell has been changed and the one responsible for it is the demonic spider. And actually a few days later, some half-humans came. Hiraku and the rest interrogated them to find out their true intentions. But they were ordinary people who came from far away in order to establish trade relations with the mighty tree village. Their leader is named Garf. He wants to trade goods for food products. The goods are some copper utensils and everything is made of glass. Hiraku agreed to trade. It's time to trade. But the problem is the way to transport the goods because the village is located in a remote place. So Lord Doraemon volunteered to transport the goods in exchange for 1 barrel of wine. Meanwhile, the villagers are waiting for Hiraku to come, but they were surprised by a giant dragon heading towards them. Everyone became scared, but they felt calm when they saw Tia with a group of lizards carrying goods, and they actually exchanged goods. Tia returned to the village and said that there are 20 half-humans who want to live here, but they are all females, so Hiraku said that he would agree to this if they came with 2 males, because the village has become a large percentage of girls, and this will destroy the future of the village. And the girls actually came. They introduced themselves and said they had 3 males with them. But Hiraku got frustrated because the males are young children. The new inhabitants are very kind. Hiraku is starting to despair because everyone uses magic. Even spiders and bees can do it, but Hiraku can't. Suddenly they heard earthquakes coming from the forest. The guards said that there was a devastating fight between a gladiator bear and a giant snake. He went to the place. Really, the angel's words were true, so he defeated these monsters in one fell swoop. The girls admired the strength of their master. Then Hiraku decided to cook these monsters, but he mixed the meat with wine. The girls liked the delicious taste. He also asked Flora to make a medicine that kills microorganisms and germs in order to avoid stomach pains and serious diseases, but she almost destroyed the village from experiments. The next morning, Hiraku made mayonnaise and some other delicacies. Also, some of the dwarfs came to the village. Their leader is named Donovan. The dwarfs want to settle in this village in order to make wine because Hiraku has high-quality crops, but the dwarfs have the necessary machinery and experience in order to make several new types of wine, and they actually managed to produce high-quality wine. Hiraku told one of the dwarfs to choose the girl he likes, but Donovan wants a girl with long beard hair. That's funny. The next day, when Hiraku was doing farm work, he noticed a giant dragon heading towards the village, so he summoned the sacred tool in order to attack. But Doraemon comes to that dragon. Moments later another dragon comes. Hiraku attacked but missed the target, so he attacked again. But the person who accompanies the Lord comes and stops him. He said that they are not enemies. And indeed they are peaceful people. This is the Lord's daughter and her name is Lastismun. And this is the Lord's wife and her name is Graphalun. They came to the village because they had noticed Dorame sneaking out of the castle at night. Lord Dorame took his wife but left his daughter in the village in order to improve relations between them, and also in order to learn experience from the villagers. And indeed she began to work, but she cannot control her power. Over time she adapted to the lifestyle in which Hiraku and all the inhabitants live. Meanwhile, Bizzle has sent his daughter to the village to gather information. Her name is Frorum, and actually she went, but she thought that Hiraku is an ordinary and weak human. But Lastamon told her that Hiraku is the ruler of this village and also he has terrifying abilities. So she got scared when she saw him the next morning. The next day, Slime drank a whole barrel of wine, so all the girls got angry at him and were going to punish him. But Frorum said that he was just slime, so there is no point in punishing him. Then Hiraku suggested the girls to make some seafood. But he needs some fish, crab, and also several other items such as kombu. So Frorum said that there is a coastal city within the borders in the Kingdom of Demons, accessible when walking in the direction of the south. This city is known for the trade of marine products, so they flew in order to find one of the well-known merchants. And actually the girls left and brought a famous merchant named Michael Goram, who is the head of the largest trading company in the Kingdom of Demons. This merchant brought several types of marine products and said that he would bring them the rest of the required products soon. He also wants to become the official government supplier of this village, means to manage all commercial transactions between the village and the outside world. Hiraku agreed to that. The merchant left, but he was afraid of the girls living in the village. The next day they went to the merchant's company in order to offer him the goods. He was surprised when he discovered that this tax girl is actually Lastasmon, the terrifying dragon that people are afraid of. Meikyuu became afraid of dealing with these monsters, but when he saw the goods they brought, he changed his mind and decided to buy these products. And indeed the commercial transactions between them were successful, but the merchant was afraid. This does not matter because he will make a lot of profits from these transactions. After Hiraku made some seafood, the girls liked the food. The next day, Hiraku noticed a white dragon flying over the forest. He doesn't know who it is. The dragon attacked the forest, so Hiraku summoned the sacred tool and began to attack. He shot it down, but he discovers that this dragon is a beautiful girl. This girl is Dorame's older sister and her name is Hakuren. She came to see the person her niece is going to marry, but Hiraku forced her to clean up the mess that happened in the forest. At night, Hakuren had dinner with them and also liked the food. Then she suggested playing some games, but Hiraku had to make a bet. The bet was to take off clothes. Really, she was very skilled at playing. Hiraku took off all his clothes except underwear. He had to concentrate or he would get embarrassed in front of the girls, and he actually thought of a trick that would enable him to win. The competition was very strong between them, but he lost, so he took off his underpants in front of Hakuren and all the girls. Meanwhile, Bizzle was scared because all the terrifying dragons had gathered in the mighty tree village. He was scared because Hiraku now has the power to conquer the kingdom. The Demon King was not interested in the meeting. He was only thinking about his little daughter because today she did not say good morning to him. Time passes quickly. Hakuren has nothing to do, so she became a teacher teaching children in the village. Days later, some girls came. They are strangers because they don't wear clothes, so Hiraku asked them to wear anything. And also he agreed to exchange food with them in exchange for precious stones. Meanwhile, the Demon King's daughter was planning to attack the mighty tree village in order to save Florum. The next day Bizzle went to Florum and told her that the princess was coming to attack the village. He wanted his daughter to stop her, and in fact she intimidated the army heading towards the village with the help of the llama girls. The army surrendered and declared defeat. Then they arrested the princess and all the nobles. Hiraku does not know who these are. So Florum said that these girls are nobles. This girl is the princess of the Demon Kingdom and her name is Yuri. These girls should do some work in order to be excused for their bad behavior towards the village. And they really decided to live in this place. The princess admired this village, but the rest of the girls are not used to the way of living here, so they decided to escape from the village. And actually at night they sneaked out, but they lost consciousness because they saw a spider and a wolf. So the next morning they became scared and decided to work hard for the village. The princess told Florum that she was worried about her, so she attacked the village, and also said that she was sorry for this behavior. Florum accepted the apology from the princess. The rest of the girls adapted to the way of life that the villagers live, and also said that this place is very quiet and wonderful. And they also liked the bathing, delicious food and doing agricultural work. They really enjoyed it. Days after the princess left the village, everyone collected agricultural crops before winter, but the harvest was very plentiful, so Lastasmon suggested Hiraku send some food to Dorame and Graphalon. Also Hakuren said she wanted to send some food to her parents. Her father is a dragon living in the north and his name is Dusu. Her mother is also a dragon living in the south and her name is Raymarin. So Lastisman traveled in order to transport goods to her father, and also she went to the merchant. meikyuu asked her to exterminate one of the monsters because it attacks merchant ships, and she actually did that, and he also gave her some marine products. Harem also delivered food to her parents, but on the way back she brought some girls who want to live in the village. These girls are mountain fairies. They also usually live in the mountains, but recently they faced several food crises, so they decided to come here to settle down. And they actually helped the villagers with the work for several short periods. Harem showed signs of illness and fatigue and said that she had a cold with some mild fever. But one of the girls came and said that it was possible that Harem was pregnant with a child. Everyone was surprised by this news. And so we have come to the end of the video. If you like the summary, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Peace.